What is going on, YouTube? Dolly. All right, listen, it's been the last 8 days have been really rough for me. But look, I want to thank you guys so much. Everybody that's been praying for me, donating to me, helping me out. I still got a long road. So today's video is going to be a little update on me and how I'm doing. Also, we're going to jump into a little bit of the Sebastian Rogers stuff I've been wanting to talk about. So, like always, make sure you leave your DNA on that like button, okay, just in case you go missing I don't know where, okay. Also, if you're brand new, make sure you sub up. Help us hit 60,000. We just hit 59,000. You guys are absolutely the best, okay. You're absolutely the best. Also, I just want to give my warnings before we get this going. Dolly is for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories mixed with a little bit of comedy. So don't take nothing here as fact. Do your own research, people. There's no callers today, so that don't matter. Everybody is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. And don't try to be Dolly at home. You see how dangerous that is. You see how dangerous it is. So 8 days ago, I was sitting here in this very exact same spot. I was watching a movie on Netflix, and all of a sudden I started to have a little tiny bit of anxiety, which, you know, I've had in the past. I've had panic attacks, things like that. I just want to share a little information, a little bit of my background. And of course, I went and got medical attention for those panic attacks. And you know, I was suffering from like high blood pressure. You know, I'm getting older. I just turned 50, okay? So I was thinking nothing of it. I started to have a little bit of anxiety. So I got up and went and took some of my anxiety medicines. So maybe, you know, I could relax. But it wasn't anxiety. What it was I had a damn clogged artery in my heart. And it was 100% blocked, okay? So I'm sitting here and I start sweating, and I usually don't sweat. I got a big air conditioner right there, and it's usually, in this room, it's usually freezing cold. That's why I got a hoodie on now. It's usually super cold in here. So it's not normal to be pouring buckets and buckets of sweat when you're sitting in a room that's 65 degrees, okay? I knew something was wrong. Was I having real bad chest pains? Believe it or not, I wasn't. I wasn't having real bad chest pains. More than anything, it came on like a really bad panic attack. So instantly I reach out to 911. I live within a minute from the fire station. I can literally walk to the fire station from here. So they were here super quick, thank God. I believe these gentlemen that night helped save my life. So I think I'm forever grateful for the people, our first responders out there, our paramedics, our police officers, everybody that makes sure to get there to save your damn life. You guys are absolute angels. So they get here really quickly. They hook me to a EKG machine, and they tell me I'm having a heart attack. They don't skirt around it at all. And I was already in a, you know, what I felt like was a full-blown panic attack. I did feel a tightness in my chest, but I felt that before just having a panic attack. So in my mind, I'm thinking I'm just having a panic attack. But when they came and told me, they said, you're having a heart attack. That ramped the fear up majorly, okay? Majorly. I get to the hospital. I make it to the hospital from my home, and from the time that this started, within 19 minutes, okay? 19 minutes, I'm in the emergency room. The emergency room was prepared for me. You know, the ambulance is ready. They radio ahead and let them know what's going on with me, that I'm having a heart attack. So when I get there, there is a mob of doctors, nurses, just ready for me to come into the hospital, because this is in the middle of the night. It's like, I would say roughly 3 a.m. I was just watching a movie on Netflix. So they were well prepared. I get in. They hooked me to another machine just to verify what the paramedics were saying. And I'm having a heart attack, of course, just like the paramedics said. Super scary, super scary. So as this time is passing, you know, PJ shows up, my daughter shows up, and when you know you're having a heart attack and you know you may be leaving this world, you think about things that, let's just say, you know, they say your life flashes in front of your eyes. I don't think that was the case, that I had my life flash in front of my eyes. I just wanted to get out my last request, which I think was scaring PJ and Tiffany. But these are the things that need to be said, because these are things that are my last wishes, that, you know, to handle everything and what I want done with certain things. So I start, you know, telling Tiffany, and I can visually see it's upsetting her and PJ. but we're in a serious situation, and we only have moments, and when I say moments, moments to talk before they're rushing me in to have the stent put into my heart. Okay, now I'm not too familiar with this type of stuff. You know, usually I know a lot of people that have their first heart attacks don't survive. So I feel blessed and fortunate that I'm here today, just, what is it, 8 days later. And these last 8 days have been, I would say, physically and mentally challenging. And I think mostly mentally, and I've been feeling, you know, pretty weak. Sometimes I get a little bit of energy where I can get up and do things, but most of the time where you see me right here is where I'm at. So I was thinking, how much bad could it do to me to do a little bit of live streaming, you know, on day, like, I think it was day 5. You know, I was like, I'm just going to sit here, let PJ talk to you guys, let you guys know what's going on. But what that did was elevate my blood pressure. I don't know why. Maybe it's the people, maybe it's the anxiety of being on YouTube, or what it may be, which upset my daughter. She, of course, she didn't want me up here at all. She just wants me resting, sleeping. There'll be time for YouTube when it's time. So like I said, they rushed me into the lab, you know, to put the stent in my heart. And at this point, you know, they have already drugged me with really, really powerful drugs. And it starts to get a little cloudy from this point, you know. Of course, they're shaving me, and the doctor's trying to explain to me, hey, you're going to be okay. And I remember telling the doctor, I was like, I'm not ready to go. And he was like, well, we're going to make sure that ain't the case. And he was trying to talk to me to, I guess, to take my mind off of things a little bit, or to make me not, you know, think about what is about to happen to me. So I know that, you know, they pulled my arm out to the side, and I could see these people getting dressed, and this doctor was absolutely amazing as far as in keeping me calm and ensuring me, hey, everything is going to be okay. We're going to make sure you see your family again, you know, because that was my big thing, is I was so worried about Tiff and what she was going through, all right, because Tiff was really scared. And it, you know, I was trying, even though I was scared for my life, I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was leaving this world, I tried to remain calm, like nothing was happening, just to keep my daughter calm. Okay, I didn't want to upset her, I didn't want to scare her. I know it's scary, I've been through this with my mother, right? So I was just doing everything, and I think a lot of this reflects back to when my mom passed away. She was doing the same thing with me. She knew it was scaring me, she knew it was upsetting with me, so she was real calming and just directly to the point, like, hey, this is what I want from you, this is what I want you to do. And I kind of gave Tiff the same speech my mom gave me. Hey, no matter what happens, just know I love you, and I'm always going to be with you no matter what, right? So when I came out of that lab from getting a stent in my heart and I opened my eyes, I was so drugged, for one, but yet I was so thankful to be here, okay? I was thankful to be here for my kid, and when I opened my eyes, I could actually see the relief on Tiffany's face, and PJ's, of course, because, you know, this is just not traumatic for Tiffany, but it's traumatic for PJ as well. So I know that I'm still kind of drugged out, and I'm kind of in and out of it, but I felt a sense of relief knowing that they knew that I was going to pull through this. All right, now I get up in the ICU, and, you know, it's, of course, just a lot of sleeping, a lot of stabbing me with needles. Still, we're 8 days in. The bruises on my hands are healed. Probably not so much this one, because this is where they went into my wrist. They cut me right. It's healing up, but that's a major artery, you know, and they put this, I don't know exactly what they did, because, you know, once they started to cut me, they say you're supposed to be awake for this. I was halfway in and out of consciousness a little bit, and I never felt the cut. I never felt them cut me. But what I did feel is a major pressure going into my arm. And I'm assuming this is where they were putting a stent into my artery, and I could feel it. Or maybe it was something else, I don't know, because then I just went out. My stay in ICU was a little scary, even for me, but like I said, I tried to remain as calm as I could, because I didn't want to scare my family, you know? I think I was thinking more about them than I was really thinking about myself. Even in ICU, there's always that chance that you might not make it. That's the scariest place you can be in the hospital, okay? That means that anything could happen at any time. They had this, once I got out, they had this big plastic thing on my wrist, and what it is a compression sleeve type thing. And what it does is that they pump it full of air that keeps your artery closed, okay? And then slowly they come in with, like, believe it or not, this little round syringe, and they screw it into it, and they start sucking a little bit of air out of it at a time to release some of the pressure off of my artery. So this thing was just, more than anything, it was painful. It hurt, you know, just because it was the pressure that it was like, it's almost like if your hand was going to sleep and you couldn't wake it back up. You know how you kind of get a little bit of pins and needles, you know, when your hand's asleep or your foot falls asleep or something like that. It was sort of similar to something of that nature. So at this time, you know, I'm having, I guess, I don't know if it's the side effects from the medicine, but I'm having like headaches, and they come in and they give me some more drugs, right? And this makes me severely sick. They give me the big M, the F that be killing people on the streets. And even in the hospital, I asked the nurse, I said, ain't that the stuff that be killing people on the streets? She said, it's not the same in the hospital. Now, I don't know the difference in the big F in the hospital and the big F on the streets that be knocking all these junkies dead. I don't know. I don't do drugs. I have a hard time taking an Advil, okay? I just don't. Now, I've been a smoker for years, you know, not cigarettes. I quit smoking cigarettes over 3 years ago when I had the first panic attack. The doctor told me, hey, this smoke is making your blood pressure high. Your blood pressure is making you have panic attacks. You know, it may be a chain of events. You need to quit smoking. So I did. That day, I took the advice of my heart doctor and I quit smoking. Never smoked again. Haven't touched a cigarette ever since. But I